we are going to go over my blood test results. So I have these notes. I'm going to read them to you. I'm going to reiterate what the doctor told me. And yeah, I'm going to give you my analysis and summary on how the high carb lifestyle has affected my blood and my well-being and my mood and my stamina. Okay, so my red blood cell count, my hemoglobin, MCV, which represents the average size of my red blood cells, MCH, which is my hemoglobin per cell, MCHC, which is the concentration of hemoglobin inside the cells, RDW, which is the size and the variance of the cells, everything, and my white blood cell differential, everything is within a normal range. I'm going to post the numbers here so that you can see it yourself. But basically, I have healthy blood cell production. I'm able to distribute oxygen properly in my body, and I'm able to pick up carbon dioxide, waste products like fat in the blood from the tissue to the lungs to be exhaled. So that's the role of hemoglobin. My white blood cells, there is no evidence of infection or bone marrow issues. I have no signs of anemia or dehydration. And basically all the size of my cells, the variance of my cells is all within normal range for a 35-year-old woman my age. So no signs of infection, distribution is normal, no abnormal immune activity or signs of allergies. So I'm in good shape. That's because I carb up. Okay, so my HbA1c is at 5%, so this is excellent in the non-diabetic range. Fasting glucose is at 4.8 mole per liter, which the reference point is 3.6 to 6. So again, I'm perfectly normal, right in the middle. That means when I wake up, I have proper distribution of glucose through my body to the brain while I'm sleeping. Albumin, so I'm at 51.3, which is a slightly higher number than the range of 38 to 48. This is the most abundant protein in the blood plasma, and it's a water-soluble protein produced by the liver, and it maintains your blood volumes. And it transports my hormones and vitamins throughout the body through the blood, and it's basically keeping a homeostasis of fluid retention. Sodium levels are at 133, normal being 135 to 146. So I have a couple numbers lower on the sodium, and this is obviously due to my diet and that I haven't been adding a lot of salt. So again, this could have also been a variance of me drinking quite a bit of water before the test, the blood test, and my blood being taken at 10 o'clock in the morning, which would have been a couple hours. I had already been awake and not had sugar yet, which is not typical for me, but I did have water. And my potassium levels are perfectly normal, right in the middle range at 4.6, normal being 3.5 to 5.2. So I'm getting enough potassium. Liver function. Every number is within normal ranges. I'm going to put it up here, but basically the important one is the creatinine, which is at 79, which will be important for my kidney function coming up. My liver is functioning well. I don't have any fatty liver problems. There is no problems with fructose going directly to the liver in the way that I'm taking in sugar, which is through sucrose, which is pure white sugar, which is half glucose, half fructose. There's no problems here in my liver. So my kidney function from the EGFR, which is a formula average, which takes into account my age, sex, race, and my creatinine, which is at 79. And this is a moderated estimate. Under 60 is a problem. I'm at 84. Normal would be above 90. This is a natural variation again through the lab. It could be plus or minus 5 or 10 points. So the creatinine is a raw measurement of my muscle metabolism, And this is more important, and this suggests that my kidneys filter very normally, very well. Ferritin, which is your iron, which I've always had an issue with since I was young. The last time I remember getting a blood test, I would have been 18, and it was always my mom just like, have more spinach, eat more iron foods, which was always spinach to her. And I have no idea the damage that was done while I was fasting, in the way that my body was basically breaking itself down to feed me, which should have motivated me to go find carbohydrates. But that didn't happen for almost 2 years. I just fasted 40 hours a week and broke down my body, thinking I was doing some sort of detoxing and healing. But I was already so small, so frail, so pale, low blood volume, high on adrenaline and cortisol, caffeine, stressed out, not sleeping well, probably going through moments of dehydration. Maybe that's why my hair is gray. You know, everyone's got a theory about my hair, but my skin is so rosy, is so soft. Like when I see people around here, they look burnt and red. They don't look sun-kissed. They don't look like they have well oxygenated blood. So anyway, B12 is a little bit below normal at 99 points. Ideal would be 107 or above. Easy solution is to take a supplement. I'm not worried about it. Doctor wasn't worried about it. Just that's pretty much the only thing that he could note from my blood test. Lipid panel, my total cholesterol, normal, triglycerides, normal, good cholesterol, above 1 point is ideal for women, and I'm at 1.12. The LDL bad cholesterol is 3.1, still within range of below 3.4, which is the ideal. My non-LDL is 3.69, which is acceptable. Ideal would be 3.4. So these are all acceptable, healthy ranges. Again, I've been eating this way for 2 years. I would love to see a blood test a year from now, which I'm going to probably end up doing just for my own curiosity and interest in my health and development through the diet, through the lifestyle. And my TSH thyroid is at 1.59 MIU per liter. So this suggests that my metabolism and lipid panel tying to my thyroid, everything is functioning very normally. So more about creatinine. It's a waste product. It's the normal breakdown of muscle creatine. Kidneys filter creatinine from blood to urine. Bad kidney filtration means there's a creatinine buildup in the blood. EFGR is more precise over time rather than in a single value. So the fact that I don't have a comparison of this kidney number to even a couple years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it's sort of meaningless. But the next time that I get a blood test, I will be able to compare it to this number. And of course, compare it to whatever I'm doing in my life at that time, which I would imagine would be this high carb lifestyle. So the lab variations all count for some of this. I'm really happy with my blood tests. They're a great baseline for me to work from and improve from. And as far as having too much sugar in my diet, I'm gonna take a couple sips and then add some sugar in. Looks good to me. Although my ferritin number is low, my hemoglobin is perfect and I have normal blood cell size, count. I'm not glycation. I don't have a bunch of red blood cells stuck together by fat. So I'm able to oxygenate my blood, move my blood efficiently. My lymph, my thyroid, like my immune system, my white blood cells, my platelets, everything seems to be working in a very clean, fueled manner. So I'm not relying on protein. I'm not relying on fat. I am going for carbohydrates, which already have a little bit of fat and protein within them, but they're dominantly carbohydrate foods. And that's what I'm eating. That's what I'm doing. I went to yoga this morning for 1 hour in a hot room. That's 40 Celsius in there. So it's very hot, very sweaty, and very therapeutic. It's beautiful for my joints, for my breath, for my posture. How I want to improve my yoga practice, because before I didn't pay attention to my feet on the ground as much as I should have. So that's something that I'm really focusing on now. And then coupling that with running. The running is beautiful. I'm going to take advantage of the weather that I have out here for now. My doctor literally told me, take a B12 supplement. Every single blood test my mom ever took of me, because she worked at the hospital, she always mentioned iron, and she mentioned spinach. He mentioned steak. So it's like, there's iron in beans, there's iron in grains, there's iron in tofu, there's iron in a lot of the whole foods that we have. So that's my blood test wrap up. I was fasted for 12 hours when I did it. I only had water before. I'm really happy with what came out. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So please tell me what you think about my blood test results. And yeah, we'll carry on. I don't know if I'm getting more gray hair or less gray hair. I really am not so worried about that, but I'm really happy with how my blood tests came out. So, all right, thanks so much for being here.